Season 2, season finale, right about now. We got Jack Howatt coming on the episode. Charlottetown Knights goalie just recently drafted by Acadie-Bathurst Teton. But for right now, let's talk some hockey on the big stage. The NHL Draft making a splash. Justin, I'm just beginning with you because you're a Montreal Canadiens fan.
It was in Montreal too. It's just...
Oh, yeah.
It was a homecoming.
It was a Canadiens true draft.
Yeah. I think what we did was amazing. Some people may disagree. You're not going to please every Montreal Canadiens fan. Yeah. But I think what we did was pretty great.
Yeah, grabbing Kirby Dach.
Oh, yeah. You traded Romanoff in the 98th pick for the 13th pick, and then at that point, everyone's like, why? At that point in the draft, watching it live, everyone's just like, oh my God. You can hear the boos, and then...
Because it wasn't considered to be a very deep draft. So
No. And then you hear, whenever they say, there's a second trade, and then they say, we've traded the 13th pick and the 66th pick for Kirby Dach. And, okay, so we're getting that former third overall pick in 2019. He's 21 years old.
Still a great player.
The kid's basically a prospect, a baby still.
Yeah.
Injuries, he's hardly gotten to play it off.
Yeah, he's going to be really good. I think he could be insanely good. It's a good 1-2 punch now we got, and that's why we didn't draft Shane Wright, because we knew we had Kirby Dach.
Yeah.
That's simple as that.
Well, I'll tell you, as a Blackhawks fan, it was just disappointing. It was
What do you mean?
The draft, not too bad. But what we did beforehand with the Brinket and Kirby, trading them away.
But that's great.
It was like a NASCAR pit stop where you just take the wheels off the car, and then just leave it. Say, you know what? See you next year. See you in 2023.
No. They walked into the day without a first-round pick after giving it up to Columbus and it was a 6th overall pick because they just couldn't get anything together after the Seth Jones trade. So they walked into the day without a first-round pick. They got 3 by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they had 4 or 5 picks in the first 2 rounds.
You're going to need more draft picks to turn a franchise around.
Yeah, but they've also basically said we're rebuilding the whole franchise. There's a screenshot, a tweet. Well, yeah, but Grant, they literally have 1 line and 1 defenseman right now. That's all they have.
Yeah.
None of their picks from this year will be in the NHL.
No. But the question becomes, did they purposely just sell their whole, because all they have left is Taze, Kane, and Jones. Did they purposely sell for Bedard?
Yes.
Do they have their first round pick next year?
Yeah.
Then yes, 100%. They're gonna be the worst team in the league next year.
Because they've sold everything.
Kane.
And
Mark
Patrick
my words
Kane's
right
gone.
now. Kane doesn't skate a game in a Blackhawks jersey this year. He'll be gone.
No, he's going to be there.
He might.
Not a game.
No,
He's gonna play.
he'll be there, and I will say he won't play a game in a Blackhawks jersey past the trade deadline.
I understand Chicago has a history with rebuild and what we do with superstars when we're going through one, but
No, Patrick Kane's being traded.
His agent said that they're gonna figure it out sooner, much sooner rather than later. I think his plan is to get out of Chicago before the season opens.
I think if he's going anywhere, it's going to Colorado too.
Really?
Well,
Kane to Colorado?
That's all the trade rumors right now.
Kane to Colorado. Quit being selfish, man. Congrats on the cup.
I don't think they can afford him though.
No. I don't know if they can afford him after their recent signings, but that was the trade.
Well, they gave Valerie Nichushkin, $8 million?
No, they gave him 8 years for $6.125 million.
If Kane's going to Colorado, Taze is going to Tampa, and I'm converting religions. I don't know.
Well, they
It's the
can't
sign of the
re-sign
apocalypse.
McKinnon if they get Kane.
No.
Like, that's just plain and simple.
You're not going to grab 2 stars like that. You're not going to take the gamble on Kane.
Maybe,
Yeah, but Kane's
maybe
only
great
got
player.
Kane.
Great player,
Kane's
but how
only
much
got-
does he have left in the
Kane's
tank?
only got 1 year left on his deal, and if they
Yeah.
retain like half the salary,
Because what, he's getting 10 something, 10-5?
10-5. If they
Yeah.
retain half the salary for a year.
Which Chicago could easily do. Yeah.
Yeah, like they could. Colorado could easily make that trade work.
But then they don't take Kadri. They get Kane, they get up on Kadri.
yeah,
and I think Kadri's the one to keep.
But they already gave up on Kadri because Kadri wants $10 million a year.
That's,
like,
that's a bit of a jump.
like Kadri's gone. Like Kadri's like
Back to Toronto.
He's gone to probably. I saw even today maybe Seattle.
Oh, no one should go to Seattle. No one. That's gonna be a horrible friend. They're the new Arizona Coyotes of this league.
The
Speaking of
Arizona
big
Coyotes
loser,
are the Arizona. There's no one like.
They're not gonna end up in a. They're gonna be. I'm talking about. They're gonna be a crap team.
At least
They're not
Seattle
gonna
has a market.
Yeah.
But speaking of big losers in the draft, Arizona. They showed up in matching suits. That was awesome. But then just went right downhill from there.
No. They had some good draft picks. Their top 2.
And how long are they going to be there for? That's the big question.
I'm surprised they still have some of the players to do. Clayton Keller, I think
It's
he's
gonna
good.
be
You
one-
drafted-
it's gonna be
you
one of two
drafted-
things.
You drafted 2 elite center prospects.
Yes. But this is what's going to happen with those prospects. One of 2 things. The franchise is moving, or they're going to be moving when their rookie deal's up. That's it.
I'm surprised Clayton Keller's still wearing an Arizona Coyotes shirt, to be honest.
They can't leave after their rookie deal's up. So
They can hold out and go play somewhere else, though,
Yeah,
like William Nylander or
they're
something.
restricted free agents. Like
Yeah, they're going to go somewhere, though. They're not going to make a career with the Arizona Coyotes unless it turns into a new hole.
Arizona's turning. Like I like what they did in the draft. I personally.
It's just the franchise. Like, if there's
yes, it is
one
the
team
franchise.
that's almost run as poorly as the Vegas Golden Knights, it's Arizona. That whole thing is
Hot
done.
take.
I hate Vegas with passion. Their franchise is horrible. But yeah, if there's one team that's run almost as poorly as them, it's the Arizona Coyotes. You are making a mistake after mistake after mistake. You need to move that franchise if you want any hope of players A, wanting to stay like you said, and B, getting some money back in. Like, you're playing at a college arena for the next 5 seasons, isn't it?
I don't know how long
Just move, like Gary Bettman. If you're gonna do one good thing before you retire, it's move the dang Coyotes. Like, get that train rolling.
I don't know.
I don't think it's up to him. I think that's a franchise decision.
No, well, it's.
I don't think Gary can say.
They need permission from the NHL to move, but then it's all up to them.
Yeah.
There's a market still in Arizona, which good for them. I don't know. I think that the team has taken steps forward after the draft.
They
would say yes.
They got good prospects, I will say. Not people that'll make a difference for the next year or 2.
No. Like, but they're not expecting to be good.
By the time they're out of a college arena, they'll have a decent team, maybe.
Like, you got Dylan Guenther now, and you have Logan Cooley, Connor Geeky, the guy they drafted from was it Joinville in the first round, 29th overall or something like that.
Couldn't tell.
Oh, okay, 32nd. I don't know. It was a late round draft pick that they drafted from. I'm pretty sure.
Geeky and Cooley will be a good pick,
Yeah.
so they'll be good.
So like, I think they're building.
But Kachina,
I think that we have to address the Shane Wright incident.
Yes. Shane Wright fallen.
Me personally, Montreal did not need Shane Wright because if you knew you had Kirby Dach, why are you taking Shane Wright? Then you have 3 centers. It just doesn't make any sense. Slafkovsky was obviously the pick to do because you had Kirby Dach coming. Now, it makes a really good line with Caulfield, Suzuki, and Slafkovsky. It's going to be a great line. And then why would you waste your draft pick on that? And then why would New Jersey waste a draft pick on Shane Wright? Not saying that Shane Wright's not going to be good, but
Montreal and New Jersey are in pretty much the exact same situation. They didn't need Shane
They
Wright.
didn't need Shane Wright. It would make no sense to do it. And then the same thing with Arizona not taking Shane Wright because Arizona didn't really think that they had any shot at Shane Wright all year if they're drafting third overall.
Yeah, they made a plan going into it, and Shane Wright wasn't a part of it.
No.
You'd take
they didn't expect him to be there.
They knew Logan Cooley was going to be there at 3. They scouted Logan Cooley the most.
Yeah.
They thought Logan Cooley's the best player.
I think the reason any Montreal fan would have been upset when Shane Wright's name wasn't called was because all the focus was just on Shane Wright. No one knew anything
it was
about
Shane Wright's draft.
no one knew anything about Slavkovsky until you look on Twitter 10 minutes after he's picked and you see all these like stats about Slavkovsky. Once you see those, he's the obvious choice over Shane Wright. He's got the size, the weight, he's got the puck skill. He's basically going to be, I think he's going to be perfect for Montreal.
I think he's going to be a 40-plus goal scorer.
Yeah, and he's jumping into it. He's the most NHL-ready player, and the size is what I really like there. A 6'4", 220-pound winger. He's going to do not only damage on the score sheet, but he's going to be a big presence for Montreal.
He's also going to damage a couple bites.
Exactly. Yeah, no, he's going to be
Did you see that video?
No.
He first day of development camp, he gets on the bike and just destroys it.
Oh, the assault bike, eh?
Yeah, like just.
Oh,
did you guys?
I didn't see it.
Oh my god. We're going to have to put that in the video here. Like, he absolutely just goes to town on this bike.
Gonna tip the bike over here.
And just doesn't even break a sweat.
Yeah.
And
he's going to be a monster.
oh yeah, he's
in
gonna
Montreal.
be insane. And
Props to him.
I think, in my opinion, I don't know how you guys feel, but Shane Wright, everyone's like, Shane Wright, oh my god, exceptional status in the OHL. He should have been the number 1 overall pick.
Look at the track record for exceptional status.
It doesn't
players.
matter if you're exceptional status, in my opinion.
No.
I don't think that Shane Wright is the best player in this draft. I said this from the get-go. I think that Shane Wright is top 5 in the draft, yes, but is he generational talent? No, and all 32 scouts felt the same way. They all said that he left them all underwhelmed, essentially.
I believe Shane Wright still goes first overall if he didn't play in the OHL.
Yeah.
Playing in the O screwed him because of all the COVID stuff that happened.
Yeah, I'm not saying Shane Wright's overrated. I shouldn't have said that. He was overhyped for this draft. Definitely. Imagine if Trevor Lawrence fell in the NFL draft in that year. You know, he was looking at going first overall. But look at him now.
He was the guaranteed number 1.
Yes, but look at him now. Imagine if he fell to 4. It'd be like, maybe that hype wasn't worth it. And that's what I think is going to happen with Shane Wright, is he's not going to do bad things, but...
I understand that point, but then I'm looking at him like, Seattle's probably the perfect spot for him to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if he's gonna do in my opinion, the best spot for him to go, he's not gonna have the pressure of dealing with Montreal. Montreal and Toronto always do it to their players. They always put them underneath the pressure that no other team feels in the league.
He's getting a fresh start with a fresh organization.
And yes, he's getting the most playing minutes he's probably gonna get.
Yeah. And before I was so rudely interrupted,
sorry.
my butt was going to be Seattle's the perfect place for him. So I do agree with you.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, I don't think that hype was worth it at all.
It's because of the COVID thing what happened. He missed an entire season and then only got to play, 30-some games the year before?
He underwhelmed this year.
Something that didn't happen to any player. And then he put up 94 points, I think it was, in their first full season since missing an entire season because of COVID.
Yeah.
So Wright did miss a lot of development and a lot of time to cook up his game, I guess you would say there, missing an entire season. So he got put a step behind every other prospect in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like you said, Slavkovsky, he's going to do wonders in Montreal, and I think Wright falling to 4 is a gem for the Seattle Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be able to build up a good organization.
Both teams win either way.
Now they got Matty Beniers and Shane Wright as a 1-2 punch. Seattle in a few years is going to be good.
Everyone in the top 4 now has a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And so, speaking about 1-2 punches, what team is going to add a 1-2, or I guess a 2+ punch in free agency?
I'm not taking my eyes off Montreal yet, to be honest with you. they got the cap to still bring in some guys.
They got a lot of cap room, but
Yeah.
I think this Malkin situation is very interesting.
It's exciting.
It's not exciting. Like, I guess it's exciting. but,
It's
like,
exciting. He's first time he's been free agent in his whole career. Pittsburgh
Yeah.
might lose out on finally lose someone.
But Pittsburgh's just. Why are you giving 6 years, $5 million to Richard Raquel when you won't give 4 years to Malkin, but you give 6 years to Chris Letang at $6.1 million? Makes no sense at all. Chris Letang's gonna be 41 years old by the time his contract's out. You think he's really gonna play that? Like, I don't know.
And then what? Raquel, maybe your second line. He's
But
getting good,
he needs a center.
yeah, exactly. They're signing him for a team that's not going to make a playoff push for a
Like,
very long time.
he needs a center. Like, I'm sorry, but like, he's not a playmaker in my opinion. He's a goal scorer.
Yeah, regard, yeah.
So like, he needs a center like Malkin to set him up.
Where do you think Malcolm goes now?
I think it goes back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I truly don't. Those three are Penguins for life.
I'd like to see Malcolm move. I'd like to see a New Jersey on the back end. On his back there.
New Jersey, I think.
There's a lot of teams
Carolina would be interesting.
Carolina would be interesting.
Also Washington.
I think Minnesota might be a little slept on here too.
Yeah, they just
So-
signed Fleury to
Fleury.
2 years, $3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's true.
they could step up, grab a bit more.
They don't have a true number one center, I would say.
They got a lot of cap available now too after moving Fiala.
Yeah.
They have a good attack, so throw in a center.
I'd like to
maybe
see
lead.
Minnesota's a hockey town.
Yeah,
you would say.
Minnesota
I'd love to
is
see
a-
them get someone. Like
That would be cool.
And with Fleury's light dimming, the career.
Fleury and Malkin's pass
Yeah.
too.
I would say.
And that's
so,
but that's the reason too that Fleury went to Minnesota is what Bill Guerin's his name,
yeah.
the GM there. He was Pittsburgh, so
Yeah.
Malkin would be familiar with him.
He would be. It would make sense.
Malkin,
but like,
Minnesota,
I truly
and
think that he's going back to Pittsburgh.
And then what other teams? We got Edmonton cleared a bunch of cap there, moving Cassian.
Well, there's one team that we need to talk about because they absolutely might be on the. Well, Kyle Dubas might be on the hot seat.
Woof.
After his bold decisions. In my opinion, they're pretty bold. So you trade Peter Mrazek in the 25th pick during the draft for the 38th pick.
That was a
Okay.
good move. Dumping on Mrazek's
no,
garbage salary.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's wonderful. You dump $3.8 million worth of cap and you get a second round pick out of it and you only drop back like 13 positions in the draft. Great.
And like this wasn't a deep draft, like we said.
No,
they didn't
no,
need
like
anyone in
so
this draft.
so you do that, but then 2 days later you go and trade for Matt Murray and you're gonna pay him $4.5 million. I'm pretty sure he was getting paid. I think the deal was it was either 4 years, $6 million for Matt Murray when he went to Ottawa, or 6 years, $4 million. I think it was 4 years, $6 million. So
They're retaining 25% of his
Yes.
salary, so he's getting 4 or 5. It was probably
Yeah,
6
yeah.
now. Yeah.
so they're gonna
Math,
pay.
buddy, math.
They're gonna pay. Yeah, but I just was mistaken. If it was 6 years or 4 years at
Yeah.
6 mil or 4 mil, and then so you're gonna pay Matt Murray more than what you're paying Peter Mrazek, and when you could have probably just paid an extra $500,000 for Soup, Jack Campbell.
Keep Sue.
Like,
Yeah.
what has Matt Murray done except win 2 cups in 2017? What's he done since then? That was 5 years ago.
Sat and rotted in Ottawa while getting injured a bunch and playing in the AHL.
Yeah.
I don't think Matt Murray's the worst goalie in the league.
Not
but,
the answer though for Dubas. Not
Like-
the answer. I don't
like
think
why
he's gonna do
why didn't you go sign Darcy Kemper?
going to Washington.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you made a pitch to Darcy Kemper?
Because I think he would have cost a lot. He wouldn't have cost a lot until he won the Stanley Cup. But you're looking
Well,
at
and then
the
you
guy
got-
you're looking at the goaltender who just won the Stanley
But
Cup.
then you got
That puts your price tag above the Leafs. I think
Then
because
you
I
got-
thought the same thing.
who's the goalie? I forget his name right now. The one that they just did not extend a qualifying offer to in Washington.
Ilya Samsonov.
Yes. They didn't, why wouldn't you just look at him, first of all, because he's supposed to be really good. And then you also have Jack Campbell. Like we said, why are you not Like, why are you paying Matt Murray $4.5 million? It makes no sense. And
No, it's just because of the cap.
I'm wondering what these future considerations are. After knowing what the Islanders did in their future considerations at Patrick Gay, like, what's this?
Yes.
Oof.
Well, anyway, speaking of the Islanders, speaking of the Q, you know, first of all, congratulations to St. John. We forgot to give them the shout out last week for winning the Mem Cup.
They had it in the Lobster Triangle Parade there too over the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Spite or what. Anyway, Q Draft made a bit of a splash for what it is.
Yeah,
What'd you
for entering the draft with no picks and what I think was the first 6 rounds for the Islanders.
We thought it was going to be 4 straight years of rebuild, but
Yeah, and just so people do, future considerations with Patty Gay. A lot of people were ripping apart Jim Halton there for not even getting a first-round pick back. But he got 5 picks back for sending Gay to Blainville. All was like a future consideration situations. So give Halton a lot of credit for getting those 5 picks. He got a lot more than was original.
He already knew, like, future considerations meant that Patrick Gay was already predetermined to be going during the trade, during the season. So to get 5 picks back,
it's a lot.
Pretty impressive.
And they used those picks. Our head scout with the Islanders, Trevor Burt, said that Marcus Kiersey, he was their first pick at 2nd round, 33rd overall, and they believe he was top 10 on their list.
yeah.
They said, and they believe he's Lucas Cormier, kind of not quite as much hype behind him, but they got a pick at 33 and a pick at 34. So the Islanders, they will not be in the finals again next year, I don't think. They're not going to be the Cape Breton Eagles of this year. They're not missing the playoffs. They have no intentions of missing the playoffs any of these years. So even though we're not going to be quite as exciting as we were last year, with the picks we got in this draft and the players we're still retaining, like Brabenich and Shatney, they'll be back. Gallant will probably be back as an overager. We still got Trudeau. Like, it's still going to be the Islanders brand of hockey. They're going to be young and exciting. So I think Islanders fans should stay hopeful. It's going to take a few years to get back to that finals, but with the picks we got this year, with the picks we're building with, and the players we still have, it's going to be exciting hockey. So.
I mean, the Islanders just got, let's just dumb it down, basically. The Islanders coach is now the 2-time signing coach of the year in a row in the Q, and then just won the CHL coach of the year. So I think he knows what he's doing. Let's just put it that way.
And we got Jacob Squires coming home now, the Cape Breton defenseman coming home. Got traded back here. And
I think
it's going to be a big Islanders on the Islanders year, too.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, they got a few good picks from the island, a lot of depth there. Yeah. I showed you a picture of their 5th round pick. The kid looks like he's got a brick for a head there. He looks like he's going to be the next Ben Boyd coming up.
Yeah, we got a guy that looks like he brushes his teeth with a brick.
Yeah, so. He's gonna be a mean mug kind of guy out there.
Yeah,
but
whoever we do grab will be safe.
but I think we're not gonna miss the playoffs. I think it's just gonna be really exciting hockey. They're young, and like you said, Jim Halton, he obviously knows what he's doing. The Islanders are not gonna have a bad year. LaPena's not gone yet. They still got players to trade that'll bring in a lot more assets.
Ben Boyd and stuff.
Ben Boyd, like I said, William Trudeau, unreal. He'll lead the blue line as long as he stays. But it's gonna be very good, exciting hockey. Yeah. It's not gonna be first overall hockey, but it's gonna be exciting.
Still got Stairsy too,
Still got Stairs right now, but the Islanders aren't gonna be the team to watch for first overall, but they're gonna be the team to watch because of just how many moves and
they're going to cause some disruptance.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna be top 10 hockey. I think they're gonna be good.
It's gonna be gritty and it's gonna be fun to watch.
It's gonna be fun to watch. Exactly.
Speaking of an organization that really knows what they're doing, and I say this with full sarcasm in effect, the New England Patriots.
What do you mean, man?
Yeah. So when we come back for season 3, week 1 of preseason will be in the books.
So training camp will be done.
Yes.
N'Keal Harry will probably be cut from the roster.
Big moves, big calls, hot takes by Justin Arnberg.
I'm just saying what's probably going to happen.
So you're going to face the New York Giants in week 1 of preseason.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
52-0. Let's go.
52-0?
Yeah.
Is that a dub or an L?
Oh, that's a dub. Do you see Mac Jones? Do you see Mac Jones?
What about him?
You haven't seen what he looks like?
He looks like a tub of yogurt.
What? Have you not seen his off-season work?
He's been throwing some pretty impressive balls at training camp.
That's not like his workout. Like he was. Let's just say like.
Okay, let's go over.
Giants will be exciting though.
Let's let you fanboy. I'll give you a minute and a half to talk about
He
Mac
looked
Jones.
like me, and let's just say he doesn't look like me anymore. He's got abs now.
You're also hitting the gym there, don't we agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Justin's been hitting the gym pretty hard.
Yeah.
He's gone from
So-
15 sit-ups to 22.
Yes.
Two sets of 2.
Yeah, two
For
sets
20.
of 22.
2 sets of 22.
Okay.
There's a lot of twos there.
So, Mac Jones is putting the off-season work. He's gotten better. He's going from year 1 to year 2 where he already threw for 3,700 yards last year.
Yeah.
And was 10-6, where I think they were. Like
Yeah.
they weren't a scrub team. They did have a disappointing playoff game, but he's a rookie QB going up against Josh Allen. Give credit to where credit's due. They obviously were better. But
you can't doubt Josh Allen and Buffalo. That's a great franchise.
New England's on the come up. New England's on the come up.
Yeah. I saw some video, and I'll give Mac Jones credit where credit is due, just like you said. He's been throwing some impressive routes.
Yeah, well, we're going to win our 7th Super
The
Bowl this
passes are
year.
looking but you need...
We're winning our 7th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hot take right now.
Okay.
You're about as delusional as the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah.
We're going to be better than the Denver Broncos.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, we
right.
are.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are.
right.
Yes, we
Okay,
are.
gentlemen.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
I'd say
Okay,
settle down with that take right
Okay,
there.
No,
Russell Wilson,
Russ,
Jerry Judy.
Mac
Yeah,
Jones.
look at this.
What do you mean? Mac Jones?
I think you'll see the next time you'll see the Patriots win a Super Bowl. I think it's more likely that you'll see Bill Belichick have a smile on his face one time this season.
Bill Belichick is going to prove everyone that he is the greatest coach.
And of all the Boston
Okay.
teams, they're going to be the toilet paper of the city.
So, you've got Dallas coming to Denver at home.
Yeah.
Week 1 of preseason.
Yeah.
Dallas. If you don't win that one, I gotta say, this is gonna be a long season for
Yeah.
Denver.
So, you think they're better than Dallas? Because I think New England's better than Dallas.
Oh yeah, no, the Broncos.
I
have
think
Dallas.
a lot of teams are better than Dallas.
As much as I love Prescott and I'd like to see him succeed, they seem just every year they seem just to disappoint.
Dallas has a lot of talent,
The
Yeah.
Denver Broncos could be the worst team in that division.
but
What?
They could be.
no.
What do you
Not
mean?
even close.
Vegas.
Vegas. Vegas is good.
Not better.
No.
than
Vegas
the
is
Broncos.
good.
Not Russell Wilson.
Derek Carr better than Russell Wilson.
No. But everywhere else, yes.
What do you mean everywhere else?
Everywhere else,
Their receiver
yes.
corps, yeah, they got Adams now, but we got Judy, Hamler, we got Sutton will be
Yeah, but they
healthy
also
and
have
back.
Hunter Renfrow. Like their top 2 receivers are better than Denver's top 2 receivers.
Well, Denver didn't have a good
They
quarterback
also have
for them to
great
throw
running
to.
back, Josh
Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater
Jacobs.
against
They're-
Russell Wilson. Their development's going to go through the roof this
They're
season.
like-
Sutton was already all pro.
Okay, so they're better than Kansas City. They're better than
They're
the
going to have.
Chargers.
I think you watch
No.
preseason.
We will get to Kansas City, Denver here in a minute because that's going to take up a good chunk of
No,
time.
no, but-
What I want to
no,
say
no.
right now
But they're the
is
worst
that
team in that
Denver
division.
is going to be far better than Vegas.
No.
So, what do you mean?
No,
They
I
will
think
have
those,
competition
I think
against
those,
the Chargers.
I think those 2 are the teams that are gonna struggle for battle for third. in the
No,
division.
they've been putting in so much offseason work. Once Russell Wilson, I mean, you have Peyton Manning in there training Russell Wilson for God's sake. Have you seen any of that? Like
Yeah,
they're
but-
building him
but
up. The
we-
development of Judy and all those young guns is gonna go through the roof.
We'll
having an
see.
actual
We'll
QB
see.
We'll
We'll see if that actually pays off, considering what Russell Wilson did last year.
with the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Seahawks. Now that he's got some receiver core around him, and
So
a pretty
DK
good running back,
Metcalf's not a
Yeah.
receiver. Tyler Lockett's
DK
not a
Metcalf.
receiver.
they're good receivers, but they're nowhere near.
What? DK Metcalf is so much better than Jerry Judy.
He's a tank. He's a
He's
tank.
a tank, but
He's
But he's
Cortland
not as
Sutton.
agile as a
Cortland
receiver.
He's so
Sutton.
much better than Jerry Judy.
No,
Come
Judy's
on,
development is going to go through the
no.
roof now, though. You got Drew Lock out of there. You got Teddy
No.
Bridgewater out of there. You got Russell Wilson. He's going to do so much for Judy. Have you not seen the bombs that he's been throwing
Yes.
to Judy through this offseason?
Yes.
DK Metcalf on a post route, amazing. But a little 5-yard slant through the middle.
I'd still take DK Metcalf over Jerry Judy. Like, Like, what?
Okay, you're comparing them to the wrong guy, though. Cortland Sutton is who you should be comparing them to. They got the same build as Metcalf, but Sutton's already been an all-pro.
Okay.
He was injured last year, yes, but I think Denver's coming back, and anyone who was out at all last season, Judy, Sutton, they're going to be back and bigger, better, with Russell Wilson training them up like that.
And you think that defense is going to be good enough?
Their defense has still been good. They've been top 10 every year.
I don't know.
They didn't lose nobody big.
I'll ride the fence here, and I will say this. We are giving Russell Wilson some Shane Wright type hype on the Waterboyz here.
I don't think Russell Wilson's older too. Like, you gotta remember that.
Denver likes the older QBs though.
Bring in Peyton Manning, see what he does.
Yeah.
Bring in Russell Wilson, see what he does.
Okay, but
the only quarterback Denver has ever groomed it's took it from a rookie is John Elway.
you gotta tell me though, how the hell are they better than the Chargers or the Chiefs?
They are better than the Chargers.
No, they're
Way
not.
better.
No, they're not.
Okay, the Chargers upgraded their defense.
No to both of you. No to both of you. Let me talk for a second. Holy. Oh, man. The only edge Denver has over LA is a running back core. They have two great running backs, and they're going to actually do something that LA won't. The Chargers, the second best team to play out of SoFi Stadium. But that's where the competition for second is going to come. And number one in the AFC West is going to come from my beautiful Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, but LA does have a running back.
I forget his name.
It's Eckler.
Oh, yeah.
They have
good.
He's better than Melvin Gordon.
Javonte Williams is really good though too. Coming up,
see.
he's young.
We'll
Denver's
see.
young. That's
We'll
the point
see.
I'm trying to make. They're
Yes,
gonna be really
but
good.
so is LA. And
Wilson's 100 times better than Justin
LA
Herbert right now.
what?
What do you mean what?
No,
You're gonna tell me you're taking Herbert over Wilson?
Yes.
No.
Herbert's a top 10 QB in this league right now.
And what's Wilson?
No.
Herbert is a great QB. Wilson is a great QB. Mahomes is a great QB.
Herbert is
Third
battling.
guy, he shows up. But
Herbert is battling.
when
with
you have to rank,
Yes, I'm putting Mahomes, Herbert, Wilson, Derek Carr.
okay, at least you got 4 right in number 1. But
What do you?
It's
You
Mahomes.
guys are gonna be shocked that
Wilson over Herbert.
how
Yeah.
Experience,
Experience, skill,
gunslinger.
skill.
football IQ.
No, Herbert's insane. Like, I don't know
Herbert's
if you guys
got
are
insane
watching.
athleticism.
I don't know if you guys are watching.
He's got to develop more though too. He's young. You're taking Wilson over Herbert every day of the week.
No.
But I do think Mahomes still
But
tops
the
that division.
experience Wilson has right now.
And
That's
how are you getting past that Chargers defense?
That's what I'll give. The Chargers have better defense than Denver. The Chargers defense is good.
The Chargers defense is
Well, they got-
Denver
absolutely
needs Von Miller.
insane.
Yeah, they got Khalil Mack now. They got
Joey
Joey
Bosa, J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
I'd like to take it
You
to
know?
Kansas City for a minute though, and I think that's gonna be very interesting. Not gonna be bad
Be
by any
careful.
means, but it's gonna be very interesting. You're bringing in JuJu Smith-Schuster to replace Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, you might as well just wrap that up right now.
What?
No, you might as well just
Hold
wrap that up right
Say
now.
something. Say something.
Juju's not gonna perform like he did.
And
Like,
who's Juju been playing for?
he's been playing for Big Ben.
Yes. Big boot on the ankle Ben.
Okay.
He's
But-
been playing for an injured quarterback. And when he's in, he's old.
Yeah,
Now
but
he gets
his
to play
first
with
year.
Patrick Mahomes. He gets to play with Patrick Mahomes, who, just
So-
like you
so-
said,
so
for
Ty-
Denver, is going to boost that confidence.
So Tyreek Hill was Juju Smith-Schuster level.
Tyreek Hill hurts the loss.
No. But so what you're trying to say is Tyreek Hill was Juju Smith-Schuster level before he got to play with Mahomes.
They're two different wide receivers.
Yeah, you're talking night and day.
Well, are you
Two
saying
different
are you saying that Juju's just gonna be as good as Tyreek was?
That's apples
Because
to oranges, my
I'm
friend.
saying
Yeah, I'm saying it's gonna be interesting
No.
when they start playing together how that works. Because
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
gonna
gonna be bad, but
we're
I'm
gonna
interested
see
to
a
see
lot
how
of-
good it is.
We're gonna see a lot of TikToks.
It's
We're gonna see.
It's going to be real good.
Yeah,
Shut up about Jackson
JuJu and Jackson Mahomes gonna be
Would you shut
collabing.
up about Jackson Mahomes? He's not even wearing a jersey.
It's not even Jackson Mahomes. It's Juju. Juju's really gonna be filming TikToks.
The reason you said a lot of TikToks is because they got Jackson Mahomes in Kansas City.
No,
Jackson
both.
and JuJu gonna be
Both.
collabing.
Both.
Yes,
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
JuJu-
That's the only reason you brought it up.
No,
Jackson.
JuJu is like the TikTok queen of the NFL. like he is.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Like,
But
who's the one that made a TikTok on the Dallas Cowboys logo?
you know what? That's the modern era of who celebrated on the Cowboys logo. Who was that wide receiver?
It was Jerry Rice, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jerry Rice. That's the modern equivalent of it, and I love it. You know what? At least he's wearing pads, unlike Patrick Mahomes' brother.
Pretty boy over there, Jackson Mahomes.
So,
You
like,
get two. I want to talk about two other teams though, right quick in this.
they couldn't like. Kansas City's gonna be good,
Kansas
but are they
City's
gonna
gonna
be?
compete.
Are they gonna win the division?
Kansas
I
City's
don't
gonna
know.
compete.
It's
I don't
like
know.
the AL East in baseball. It's gonna be the division to watch. It's gonna be the
gonna be
toughest division of football.
It's gonna be stupid
Now,
good.
quick little 3-minute hot take right here with three teams. I want to talk about the Dolphins. I want to talk about the Buccaneers. I want to talk about the Bills.
Can we
1
talk
minute
about
each.
Kansas City. A little bit more.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, we grabbed this O-lineman. Let me just talk about him. This dude is built like a brick house, right? His
Okay.
name's Darren Kinnard.
Okay.
And he's not the smartest individual
Okay.
when it comes to politics, but I'll give him this. Coming out of Kentucky, this guy throws people, all right?
Okay.
This is what he does.
Okay.
And you've got him giving Patrick Mahomes more time in the pocket to throw to who?
We'll see.
To throw to who? A big-name wide receiver?
No, not a big name wide receiver.
What?
You're telling
What?
me Juju's a top 20 wide receiver in this NFL? No.
In this modern
No.
NFL?
No.
Juju Smith?
Towards
top
the-
20?
yeah.
That 20's a big number.
20 is a
20's
big number.
big number.
No.
And Juju's in there.
I wouldn't say top 10, but when you talk about top 20, he's in there.
Juju's in there. That's a big name.
Chase
That's
Chase
a
Claypool
big
is better
name.
than
Ask
him.
someone on the East Coast to name 10 wide receivers. I bet Juju's in that list.
No.
Yes.
You gave
Come
20.
on.
20 is a big number. Juju's in that 20.
Yes.
I don't
And
know.
I'd say 20 is a top wide receiver class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Are you thinking about all 32 NFL teams?
Okay.
Oh.
I'm thinking about all 32
Yeah.
NFL teams.
So you're thinking
And I'm
about-
thinking about
you're thinking
how
about
each
players-
of them
you
has
think
about
about-
4 wide receivers that get a lot of playing time.
I
And when
think-
you look at a fantasy football draft, every fantasy football draft, if you look at a fantasy football draft for, let's say, an 8-team league, okay, that's a deep draft.
Yeah.
In there, Juju's going over a lot of receivers.
Okay, so if he's better than CD Lamb, he's better than AJ.
Now you're just picking names out.
No.
Literally.
No. He's better than CD Lamb. He's better than AJ Brown. Is that his name?
Yeah.
AJ Brown. He's better than Devontae Smith. He's better than. These are just like players that I think are better than him. These aren't even the top guys.
Who's the Roy in Cincinnati?
What?
Roy in Cincinnati, the rookie of the year.
Oh, Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, not better than him. He's not better than Devontae Adams. He's not better than.
You're picking some big names out here. This is top 15.
This is top 20. This is top 20 names.
Okay.
He's not top 20, man. Like, if you're seriously thinking he's top 20,
I'm
like,
saying Juju's top 20.
Yeah.
like is Juju better than Odell?
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on a torn ACL, yeah, okay, sure, but
No,
better
no.
than this
Two
past
Better than his
torn
last
ACLs.
season. Better than his last
I don't
season.
think. I think Odell was more effective than what Juju was last season.
Maybe.
Like,
Look at where Odell was, though.
yeah,
Yeah. He had a big team around him.
okay. So
Look at where Juju was.
then you also have
He had
Tyreek
Mason
Hill.
Rudolph a couple years ago.
You have Tyreek Hill. You have Stephon Diggs. That's good. Like we're
All
up
right,
to
now
top
we're just sitting here playing top
These are
20.
top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
these.
Justin,
There's like
We're talking about Kansas
there's
City.
20 wide
Justin,
receivers.
let's
that are better
wrap
than-
this up with a deal. Let's wrap this up with a deal. If Juju, when it comes to receiving yards, pick one receiver right now. Pick one receiver.
Okay.
In the top 20, not top 10.
Okay.
Actually, let me rephrase this. If Juju breaks top 20 with receiving yards, I will shave my head. If he doesn't.
If he
If he
doesn't.
If he does, you're going bald.
No, I'm not. Like Receiving yards, to me, it doesn't make the best wide receivers in the league.
When you look at just one solid brick stat,
I also
it's
forgot
receiving yards.
someone else. Justin Jefferson.
Can we shut up about receivers?
Oh my
now?
God.
Okay, let's give Taylor his time to shine. A minute each on
Okay.
some Miami stuff.
I want your guys' opinions too on this. 1 minute, next 3 minutes, 1 minute each team. I want to hear about the Buccaneers. I want to hear about the Dolphins. I want to hear about the Bills.
Tua's an idiot. I'm going to begin with Miami. Tua's an idiot because he can't throw a deep ball, and then he finally gets Tyreek, and what does he tell Tyreek to say? Hey, let the press know I can throw the deep ball. When video is out there of him overthrown and underthrown any receiver past 30 yards. I don't like the guy. He's a good guy off the field.
Do you not like the guy because
He's a good guy off the
they
field.
took Tyreek Hill away from him?
Tua did not take Tyreek. Tua is playing with Tyreek because his team took him away.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't afford Tyreek anymore. Simple as that.
You could have afforded him.
It would have been a stretch. But I'm saying this. Miami, the comeback that they're so hopeful for, it won't be there.
Not happening?
No. Buccaneers,
Yeah.
they're still a great team.
Brady
No.
back?
Brady back. Gronk's gone. That's tough to replace.
Yeah.
But let's just look at it. They have a great team.
Yeah. They have 2 top 20 wide receivers.
Yeah. If I hear wide receiver one more time, I'm going to lose it. Anyway, I know I brought it up, but I don't want to keep it up. Anyway, Tampa, great team. And who was the other one?
Bills.
Bills?
Bills are Super Bowl contenders right now.
Yeah, biggest competition for the Chiefs.
Biggest competition.
Yeah.
Chiefs are not Super Bowl champ. Like, you're not putting
When you
them
got
that
Patrick
way.
Mahomes, you're in.
No.
We're going to win the AFC West.
I don't even know about that.
We're going to compete for the AFC Championship.
You're going to compete for the AFC West, yes.
No, we're going to win the AFC West.
That's
We're going to compete for the
debatable.
AFC Championship.
Are you
And
better
depending
than,
on some midseason moves.
okay, are you better than
Super Bowl
are you
potential.
better than Buffalo?
That's what I'm
Are
saying.
you better than Cincinnati?
There's some competition there.
Are you better than LA? The Chargers, not the Rams.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's season 1, episode 1.
I don't yeah. I don't know if you. I don't think.
You know what?
I don't know if you are.
We're better than the Chargers.
I don't know if you are.
Yeah.
That's
We're winning the AFC West.
That's an interesting team, but honest to God, I think Buffalo. If you're looking at Buffalo this year, I think they're the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. In my opinion,
All right. And one more. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Just the name, not the team.
Lamar Jackson's a top 10 QB in this league.
Yes, but what's going on there? What's going to happen with him in the
He's
Ravens?
gonna get paid.
He's everything Joe Flacco is.
I like-
He's going to
I
make
like
some
this-
money.
I like this quote, or like this saying that I saw. I forget who it was, but it was on Get Up. I think it was honestly today, where it was like, because he wasn't named a top 10 QB in the league by ESPN, and they were like, he's not a system quarterback. He literally is the system.
Yeah.
He is the system. Like, Lamar Jackson is a top 10 QB in this league, and
He's received so much hate for being QB running back, and like everybody says it, but I love it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's how the game is changing,
He's exciting.
and I can't wait to see it
it's him
change
and Kyler
more.
Murray, like,
Yes.
Kyler, like Arizona's following the same route. Like,
The,
Ooh,
the
Arizona.
tiny little Kyler Murray.
How are they going to be this year, you think?
Arizona?
Yeah.
Cardinals who?
Cardinals too.
Like, Cardinals who? You got Kyler Murray. You got an okay team around him. But defensively, you don't have enough to stop it.
wait, actually,
Good,
you know
great,
what?
or even better.
We are forgetting something.
Who are we forgetting?
I just thought about this right
Who are we
now.
forgetting?
We just forgot about the best player in the NFL. We forgot about the best player in the NFL.
Get to it.
He's got that dog in him. Zach Wilson, baby, of the New York Jets. You guys haven't seen it.
I've seen it. I've seen it. But you know what, Justin?
He's the best player in the NFL apparently right now.
Justin, let me hear your hot take on Zach Wilson.
Oh, it's not a hot take. It was just a
Let
joke.
me hear your take on Wilson.
I think Zach Wilson's going to be okay second year. Like, he's
Yeah.
gonna get better, but that's just the state of New York right now. They're losing their
Power move.
minds.
Yeah.
Everyone's
power move.
saying Jets to the Super Bowl because Zach Wilson is hooking up with his mom's best friend, I
Okay,
guess.
let me go over the whole story. Let me go over the whole story for our fans here. So it began when Zach Wilson's girlfriend dumped him to leave him for his best friend.
Posted it. They made it like they posted it on Instagram.
Yes.
And then people were commenting in the comment section.
Yes. And you know what? Call her a homie hopper. Call her whatever you want.
That's what everyone's calling her.
Yes, that's what most of the comments say. Call it what you want, but I'm saying hot girl summer, give it to her. So Zach Wilson takes this personally and says, calls her out on it. So for revenge for that,
Calls her out on it.
he did something there
No,
in the
but
middle to interrogate this. So anyway, the girl felt kind of like, I don't know what she was feeling, but after taking this hate from the internet, she says, hey, guess what? Zach Wilson is hooking up with his mom's best friend.
Like, she's the one that started, because she's the one that said he's the real homie hopper. Like he's the one hooking up with his mom's best friend. So then
the internet started it.
Well, then Zach Wilson thought he was done because he thought that everyone was just gonna hate him. But then the next morning,
everyone loved it.
Everyone has loved Zach Wilson ever since. The state of New York thinks they're winning the Super Bowl now.
I don't know how to
Zach
feel about
Wilson
this. I don't know how to feel about
It's
this.
like some Blue Mountain State stuff
Yeah,
right there.
This is nuts. Like
the Cougar.
there's so many memes going around right now on
This is
Instagram.
a 16-year-old kid's version in his head of what being an NFL quarterback is like.
I don't
know.
Banging mills left and right.
I think there's some better role models in this world than Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
But like, if you're,
I think there's better role models in this world than any New York sports team right now.
There is, you know what? I'm going to be the one who says I don't like Zach Wilson for it. I don't like it. That is disgusting. What? You're an NFL quarterback and there's no sweethearts your age? Like,
I gotta laugh at it. That's all I can do at it.
alright, so I think our audience knows how we feel now.
I'm laughing at it because like you see the memes of like X-rays of like lungs, and it literally just there's a dog inside the lung that says Zach Wilson has that dog in him.
Okay.
All right, baseball.
Anyway, yes, baseball. When will the Blue Jays grab a pitching core?
Oh my gosh, lost 9 of our last 10, or 8 of our last 9, something like that, and now they're 4th in the AL East.
We're not as bad as the Angels.
This is a sad couch when it comes to baseball.
Yeah,
But we started off pretty hopeful here.
Baltimore's 3 games behind the Jays right now.
Yeah, but we're not as bad as
3 games.
We're not as bad as the Angels.
Okay, no.
that's
You're
the
not listening to
positive.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Orioles are only 3 games behind the Toronto Blue
I'm trying not to
Jays.
think about that though.
It's the Orioles!
I'm trying not to think about that because
The Orioles!
we gotta stay positive.
No! It's the Baltimore Orioles! How are the Blue Jays? The Toronto Blue Jays, 3 games ahead of the Baltimore Orioles!
Because
Okay,
we're better. We're better than the Angels. That's why.
You might be Angels level if you don't change something around, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Charlie.
Look at the
Boyz.
Blue Jays! Look at the Orioles! How are you telling me that the Blue Jays are losers of 8 of the last 9 and the Orioles are only 3 games behind after going on, 8-game win streak?
Charlie Montoya.
You think it's Montoya?
Yeah.
You think that's the reason?
Yeah.
I don't think they'd make a manager move in the middle of the season,
They
though.
have to fire him. Like,
No, the Jays, I can't see them making a manager move in the start of the season. Although I will look back to what I did say last week. The Jays have been here every year. Right before the trade deadline or right before the All-Star break,
Yep.
they are either a couple games ahead or a couple games below 500. It's
Yep.
every year the Jays are like this. And even someone
We'll
said,
see.
I was listening to commentary the other night about one of their games, and they were saying the Jays were in this exact same boat last year before the deadline, and they made that kind of playoff push. They missed out by a game.
Yeah.
This year they should make it, for sure.
We'll see.
But I still...
For sure is a big word.
For sure. Still gonna have some
At this-
optimism at
at
the second
this
half of the
point,
season and the
yeah, at
deadline
this
and the
point,
draft.
At this point, like, yeah.
But right now, it's just painful to look at those standings and see the Jays as AL East 4th and only 3 games above the Orioles.
Yeah.
It's their pitching, they're playing from behind so much. Their offense is trying to do too much because they haven't gotten quality. Other than Alec Manoah and because Kevin Gosman's injured, Barrios is looking like we sold Austin Martin for a lot less than we should have at this point. Barrios needs to find his stuff because that trade looks like a shite show right now.
A shite show.
That trade looks like a shite show right now because of how Barrios is playing.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I completely.
He was brought in. He was your opening day starter. Like right now, it's on you, Barrios. Like Jose, you got to get the head out of your trunk there. You got to figure out what the hell's going on.
So
Pete Walker's got to change everything up, and they need to wake the hell up.
We'll be back here in like a month, all right?
Yeah.
Around a month.
August 14th, I'm coming back. That means August 17th, season 3 starts.
Yeah. So, in a month's time, essentially, are the Blue Jays in a playoff spot?
Yes. Without a doubt.
That depends on what.
There's a lot that needs to be fixed and figured out and traded and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they're in a playoff spot without a doubt in my mind.
I think so, too.
This doesn't last too long. We're just angry right now, telling them to get their heads out of their buttonkadonks, but they gotta...
I'm saying though, I mean, how hopeful can you be as a franchise? And I say this as a Cubs fan. How wishful can you be?
They're here every
in
year,
the
though, is the
mid-season
thing.
break? It just, yeah, they're there every year. But what matters is how long can you keep up the mid-season? Hey, wait till after these breaks, guys. We'll be back. You know, how long can you keep that energy up where you just rally?
I think
It takes
Teoscar
a
needs
lot
to
out
be
of
better. I think Vladdy needs to be better. I think Bichette needs to be
Bichette.
Bichette, my bad.
It's just the fact that they're playing from behind. There's too much pressure on that young offense right now because their pitching can't find the goddamn strike zone.
Well, yeah, but the only positive is Alec Manoah. Oh, I'm sorry. Alec Manoah.
You were getting on me for names.
Yeah, that's really bad. Alec Manoah. I don't know why I said Alex, but Alec Manoah is the only.
He's second year in his league and he's already signed on.
Yeah, he's the only positive pitcher.
Kevin Gosman's been really. Kevin Gosman had a shaky start like everyone, but he's been really good as of late.
But
Barrios, Kikuchi, Ryu's already done. Stripling.
The only positive record is Alec Manoah.
Yeah,
but
like
Gosman's 6-6, but like
he should be better than that. Gosman deserves to be better than that. They have the 1-2 in Manoah and Gosman. Gosman's supposed to be back tonight.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, but Barrios needs to figure it out. Kikuchi needs to figure it out. Ryu's already done. You got Ross Stripling who can give you a decent performance, but only goes 4 or 5 innings. The bullpen is stretched thinner than. I can't even. I'm trying to find a comparison in my head. They're stretched pretty thin right now, though. Stretched thinner than a pair of pantyhose right now.
They need to definitely make some trades.
Don't think there's not going to be any big name offensive guys coming to Toronto. It's going to be all arms.
Pitchers, arms.
They need bullpen and they need a starting pitcher.
They need relief. They need everything basically in the pitching side of things.
Ryu's done for the season. Who cares? Ryu's already in the trash can a while ago. Kikuchi's not panning out to be what they had hoped for. Barrios figured it out. Bring in a starting arm. Get some bullpen help. Like, it's time to start selling the farm. Like, you brought in guys that are like, hey, we gave this guy $20 million for 4 years, and he's been ass ever since we brought him in. Ryu injury, nothing better could happen to the Jays. That's the highlight of this season right now is Ryu getting Tommy John surgery.
I called it. I knew Stewie was going to rip.
Oh,
sell the farm.
Sell the farm.
That is his phrase. Mine's bring the heat. His is sell the farm.
Like,
and yours is every stat under the sun.
It's been too long. You're holding on to prospects like they're gold. You already have every prospect you need up. You called up the catcher, Gabriel Moreno.
Yeah.
Now you have every big name prospect up. You don't need any more. Sell the goddamn farm. Bring in people to help us now.
That's how you really feel.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, I'm going to miss a lot of things over this summer break about the Waterboyz. I'm going to miss a lot of things about PEI. But boys, you know what I'm going to miss the most?
What's that?
I can take a guess.
What's that?
I would say it starts with
The seafood.
H, and it starts with a corner.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, they didn't give us an ad read this one, so we're freestyling it again, folks. Thank you for sponsoring this season, Hunter's Ale House. Oh, man. And Hunter's Quarter. They got beer garden, they got factory, Hunter's, John Brown's. This is going to be on longer than 30 seconds.
Hunter's at the Fox.
Hunter's at the Fox. Let me tell you, beer garden, home of the highest rated glizzy on Waterboyz Glizzy Review history.
Yep.
Foot-long coney with some mustard, pickle relish, some garlic aioli, some queso, or as you pronounce here on PEI, queso. Anyway, they got some great food. They got some great deals. That's where I'm going to be every Sunday, is the factory, watching all my football games, taking it in. But anyway, gentlemen.
I think that, everyone's looking forward to the factory and Hunters on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to
Good hype, Justin.
I think everyone's looking forward to it. We might have to maybe drop in there on a Waterboyz event sometime.
Check it out. We still got to do that sandbag and golf thing.
Yeah, might have to do it and wrap it up at Hunters at the Fox. Anyway, season 3, that's what I'm most looking forward to. Coming mid-August, it's going to be awesome. We might actually have more cameras. We'll have a studio.
Have more cameras.
We might have a studio.
We will definitely have more cameras.
We might have a studio. That's what I'm pumped about.
Okay.
We might have a set filming location.
Yeah, we might.
That doesn't involve where I take midday naps. Anyway.
And the best part about it is we'll have instead of 40 guests we can pick through throughout the island, we'll have thousands.
We'll have bolos.
Thousands. We
Big
already
guests.
have at least 7 lined up.
Oh.
For season 3.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot funner, I think. And
more fun. Come on, journalism major over here.
yes, yeah.
Funner.
I don't even know what's going on with me today with words.
This guy uses the wrong "your," by the way.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad.
No, it's
So mad.
yeah, okay. Anyway, season 3, look forward to that. But right now, we have to turn it to Acadie-Bathurst Teton prospect Jack Howatt.
Yeah. Anyway, you see us out and about, make sure you come give us a shout out too. Love hearing what you think of the pod and tell us what you want to see in the pod.
Welcome back. We're back here with Acadie-Bathurst Teton goalie prospect Jack Howatt. First ever goalie to come on the Waterboyz, actually. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Jack.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, we're gonna start out. You're a local player, local born. Played on the Charlottetown Knights for the past few years. You were drafted at Acadie last year, 5th round. I don't know the exact pick number, but so let's just dive right in. Give us your thoughts on this season going in, let's say last season now, going into camp. You didn't make the team. So what was the decision not to go to the MHL? Because I knew that you had opportunity to go to the MHL, but you decided to come back to the Knights instead.
Yeah, I mean, going into camp in Bathurst, we knew they were going to be contending. Hit 2 19-year-old goalies last year, so it was a tough spot to go into. So going in, I knew I'd either be sent home or going to be a third goalie. And then when I got sent, I went to Amherst camp for a bit there, and then told me I'd play 15 games at however many they play, which definitely isn't ideal when you're trying to develop. So coming home, I knew I'd be a veteran guy on the team, knew we'd have a decent team, young team. So just show them the ropes and the weed, whatnot.
Did anyone else in the MHL give you a look?
I was drafted to Amherst, so that's really the only team I could have went to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So being the veteran goalie, what was that like this season?
Yeah, I mean, my first year in the league, we had a super young team, so no really vets to look up to, no third years. So just learning through all that, being one of the younger guys in the league on a team with no vets. So you just pick things up from other teams rather than your own team and seeing how they do things.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys won the island this year. You beat out Kennington. Was that much of a challenge, I would say?
Just the one team to face?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of K-Town was always the better team up until my second year, I guess.
It kind of reversed roles now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you guys like kind of steamrolled them. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, past 2 years they had a super young team, kind of like my team my first year. So we knew like we had the better team for sure, but you never want to overwatch someone just in case they come out hard one game.
Yeah.
They're not ready.
Yeah. Well, after all, it is by far the biggest league name I've ever heard. Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Major Midget U18 Hockey League. Is that right? Is that the acronym for it? Yeah. Biggest name I've ever heard. You got NHL, and then you got whatever that monstrosity is. So there's a lot of teams in there, and you know, you got Moncton Flyers. That's a great team, obviously. A lot of history there for Major Midget. But like, who else showed you a big year in competition?
St. John had a really good team this year. They were built up of one third year who was probably the best goal scorer in our league, in Matt McRae. So he carried them a bit, showed their younger guys the ropes, as well as a few 06s who actually surprised me a lot.
Mm-hmm. So for you, yeah, it was a development year, obviously, but how do you feel the development year went? Do you feel like you made the correct strides to get a roster opportunity next year on Acadie, or?
Yeah, I mean, definitely going back. First time I've ever played against guys 2 years younger than me, so that was definitely a adjustment due to just like shot speeds and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, there was a bunch of high draft picks in our league this year. People not making it, so it's still super competitive. So it was like, there's different plays and stuff that you wouldn't see in the higher levels that you see there, so you just have to anticipate more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So have you been in touch with the Teton about playing time next year and what it's going to look like?
Oh yeah, their coach called me there a couple days ago and just walked me through their situation. As of now, they got one guy coming back, so it's one spot to fight for.
And how confident are you with this one spot?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident with it. I went in the past 2 years and I felt I showed them a lot. Like going in at 16, it's more so just a learning experience rather than knowing you're going to crack the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I felt I learned a lot that year, and going in last year, same thing. 2 guys who are in the league, or actually 3 at camp who are in the league who are experienced, so just taking stuff from them and learning.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your biggest takeaway from it all? Your biggest, like, oh my gosh, this is the Q.
Honestly, seeing the guys drafted into the NHL and getting on the ice with them is pretty cool, as well as seeing how much more of a professionalism they take in that league rather than midget.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be a lot more, be a lot more experience, a lot more professionalism, and are you excited the chance to maybe go live in Bathurst? You ever been there much before?
Yeah, I've been called up a few times. Not much happens, but they have a great group of guys who you just hang out with.
Well, that's I went over there for a trip there this year, and not much in Bathurst.
No, pretty kind of like a Summerside type thing, but...
And now, like, how's the French though?
French isn't there yet.
No.
Your parents didn't do the French immersion, I take it?
No. I got the core French up until grade 9, and that's it.
I was the same way, but after junior high, I was like, no French.
Yeah, same with me, and then I went to a French place.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you think that, like, is something that, like, you're going to have to improve on, or do you think, like, oh, well, like, I'm English, like, I'm just going to stick to the main language that I know and can speak the best?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely stick to the English, but I'll pick up on tiny things so I can communicate a tiny bit.
Well, it's like, the Q. There's not a lot of teams that don't have a French guy on it.
No.
Yeah.
I still have to pick up on a few French words, but I definitely won't be having full force conversations in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%. So when you're going through that whole process of getting drafted, obviously you grew up in town, right? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grew up watching Charlottetown Islanders as a kid.
Yeah, all
maybe
the
PEI
time.
Rocket. I don't know how
Yeah.
where the timeline fits, but you grew up watching the Islanders, and then you got big rivalries like St. John, Cape Breton back in the day, I guess, when it was a rivalry. So you see all these Atlantic teams, and then you get drafted to a bit further west in the queue. How does that one feel?
It's just a pretty special feeling no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lifelong dream for me to get drafted into the queue, so I didn't really care where it was, and getting to stay in the Maritimes was also pretty nice, even though it's farther north.
Yeah. So did you have a team that you were hoping for, or?
Not really. I was just happy with wherever I went.
Yeah.
But were you expecting to go as high or as low as what you did, or did you expect to go around round 5 or go around round 5 or?
Yeah, I just talked with my agent and whatnot. The range was like 3 to 6. Anywhere in there, it just depends what teams need goalies. It's a different game.
Did you ever meet with the Islanders or no?
Yeah, I did. I skate with Paul Drew every summer, who's the goalie coach and goalie scout for them.
Posey.
Yeah. So I skate with him every summer, so I talked to him a bit.
Yeah. So you're told around 3 to 6.
Yeah.
What goes through your head around 3 and 4?
Just the nerves start kicking in.
Yeah.
Like, my draft was the first one with COVID, so
Yeah.
it's a new thing for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So first night was round 1, so the nerves weren't really there yet.
Yeah.
Then you wake up the next morning and the nerves are just completely there.
Yeah.
Were you like glued to TV or like YouTube? I don't remember where they had it.
It was online.
It was online.
So like, were you just glued to that all day long, like just waiting to see, or like, did you try and just take your mind off it and just let it happen?
Well, I was watching the first couple rounds, so I had a few buddies who were expected to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing them go, and then it flipped to me, and I was just waiting, and then it's an intermission at one point, so I went for a nice little walk there to get my mind off it a bit. So,
And
yeah.
did you come back and you were gone, or like?
No. I came back and sat there a bit more. Wasn't too bad, because after round 1 it goes pretty fast.
So I don't really know how the queue works. Did they, like, in the sense of drafting, like, did they give you a phone call like prior to the pick being selected, or did it just come through online and then afterwards that's where you get the phone call, or?
No, it came through online first, and then my first phone call was actually from a Bathurst radio station. Asked me to do an interview, so I
Really?
didn't
Not the
talk
team
to the
itself.
team or anything before this radio station.
How long after was it like the radio station called you?
Oh, like 30 seconds. I was still in the kitchen with my family. I
Yeah.
was getting a phone from Bathurst, so I had no idea who it was.
So you get a phone call from a radio station instead of the team.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind? Like, are you sitting there like, what am I supposed to say? I don't know what I'm supposed to say. The team hasn't even spoken to me yet. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of just roll with the questions they're asking you. They're all pretty basic, like, what are you feeling and stuff like that.
Did they think you were French?
No, thank God. It was a French radio station, but they put in an English for me.
There you go.
Oh, good. That would have been real tough. Right?
Yeah, would have been a disaster.
Yeah, just ripping into a French question. Like,
I
I feel great. I feel great. You know, there's just
Islander does not know how to answer questions on first radio station.
Yeah, that made PEI look really good. So obviously you're just really confused over that phone call. You hang up with the radio station. What do you just tell your family? Just like, no, that wasn't the team. That was a radio station.
Oh, I went up to my bedroom, and then once I hung up with the radio station, the team called me, so I got both phone calls right back to back. Just the radio station.
You probably had
first.
you probably had the GM as a radio DJ for the station. Eh?
Oh, could have been.
So the team calls you. They basically give you a rundown, like what they expect from you, or like what kind of like is the talk in the queue, because it's kind of different than getting drafted in the NHL.
Yeah.
The NHL, it's like welcome to the family. Like I don't know, like, what's it like in the Q conversation?
The phone call right after the draft was similar to the one you just explained about the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
And like they just welcome you and whatnot. And then a week or two later they give you a phone call on the rundown of what's going to happen. For mine, it was with shortened training camp, so we were only allowed 30 people there. So I got that phone call, invited me there, which was pretty special, knowing that campground was cut in half.
Yeah.
And they wanted you to come.
Yeah.
So, I would say, like, going into this year, what would be your biggest weakness that you would say you have to improve upon to get the one spot that you set up for grabs?
I'd say I just have to go in with more confidence than I had before, just knowing that been cut from the team twice already kind of makes you want it even more, so just using that motivation.
And so, like, is there anything else that, like, you're thinking about, like, you gotta work on, like, high blocker, glove?
Just everything to get ready for camp, like
You can't stop improving kind of thing.
Yeah. That week, like, every player's good enough to score on you anywhere, so you just have to be ready for anything.
When Bednar comes back, he wouldn't be a bad role model either to
No,
help
not
train
that
you.
at all.
No.
NHL Draft pick. He's been to a couple camps now for Detroit, so
Definitely giving the Islanders a run for their money here in the years he's played for them.
Yeah. So what is it like going from, island raised to playing against the Islanders? Well, obviously haven't played against the Islanders.
I've been on the bench one game against the Islanders there, and that was pretty cool because we had a billet for the past 2 years and first half of this year. So I got to know a bunch of the guys on their team, so just playing against a bunch of guys you know is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And who was the billet?
JuJu.
Yeah. So you had him, and then they trade him this year.
Yeah.
Was he kind of giving you, like, any advice, like, or mentorship, I guess? Like.
Yeah, going into the draft for sure, and all the interviews he was giving me advice on how to handle those and whatnot with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
I think. What were you gonna say? Anything?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, obviously the shots are harder going from major midget to Q.
Yeah.
But I just want to know how much harder that first training camp. You take one right to the chest. I wonder what that felt like.
The gear's pretty good, so it honestly didn't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Like, for me especially, I find the harder shots a lot easier to track. So once you're going one place, you know what's going there instead of dipping or turning into a knuckleball.
And then they had big guys like Bennett MacArthur and Hendrik Lapierre, Turney. Who did you find was the toughest face in training camp?
I skated with Bennett all summer, so I was kind of used to that, but he's still really good.
Yeah.
For me, I'd say Jason Melanson. He just has a super heavy shot. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's obviously a dream to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
And once you get there, you dream of making it to the next one.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to go from major midget to Q and then Q to hopefully NHL, AHL?
Yeah, I'd say just taking the most out of every step of the way. So they're just then like taking the lessons you learn and taking those into the next training camp, next opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to ask, you've mentioned that you're working out a lot as a goalie. Now, you like sprinting. Now, is this something like, a lot of goalies you think do, or is that just you personally?
For me, honestly, I don't know why I like sprinting. I'm just not much of a long distance fan. I need to get my cardio down. And then sprinting more sums up being a goalie than long distance.
Yeah.
So it's based on the fact, like,
in the moment, it's
they're in your
faster.
zone, like, it's a lot faster and a shorter burst of time rather than slower pace over a long period of time.
Yeah, that's fair.
And now, as goalies go, Patrick Roy for me is just, superstitious, angry, and I just love everything about the goalie. That's the one Canadian I do like. So for superstitions, what's yours?
really just tape my stick before the game, listen to music, and then
What kind of music?
changes on the day depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'm a huge country fan, but it's not usually played before.
Like,
Yeah.
like in the locker room, or like, do you mean like it's not like allowed in the locker room?
Just depends on the mood. I like a lot of old stuff for before
Yeah.
games and whatnot. Not a big rap fan at all though.
But in the locker room, like, is country like, you know, common, or you guys like rap, or?
It's mainly rap in the dressing room before games, but country's definitely on for practices.
Yeah.
Here's the defining moment. Are you a headphones guy while they got the speaker going, or are you going with the speaker?
I'm headphones up until I start putting my gear on, and then I'm with
Headphones
the
up?
speaker.
Okay, yeah.
That's fair.
That's a fair answer. Yeah.
I think-
There's always the guy on the team that wears the headphones right until he skates out on the ice for warmies.
No. I've tried it before, and then you're just hearing two songs at the same time.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even focus at that point. It's
No.
like, what's the point of putting these on? Like,
Yeah.
you feel dumb doing it sometimes.
Yeah, we'll probably get you some nicer headphones here. Yeah.
So, anyways, we wish you the best with this upcoming year. Like making it to Acadie, the detente. We hope you make the team. We expect you to make the team. That's what the Waterboyz expect you to do.
We wish the best for our guests.
And we just want to say, is there anything that you personally would like to see out of yourself in the next 6 months, I would say?
For me, my biggest goal is definitely to get to Bathurst and crack the lineup, and then get into as many games as I can.
You don't say.
And playing here would be a special one, or no?
Yeah, for sure. Playing at home in front of all the fans on PEI would be super unreal.
I mean, they always love island-born players, no matter where they're playing. So I think playing here at home would be a special moment for anyone, and I think that you'll get that opportunity.
Yeah.
I would say. So we appreciate you coming on the Waterboyz podcast. Grant, do you want to tell them where they can find us, or?
You know it. Well, to wrap up our summer season, we still might be covering a few games. So make sure you follow along on @Waterboyz_media on Instagram and the Waterboyz Pod on Twitter. Also follow along on @Official Waterboyz Podcast on Instagram for the podcast news. And then always, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And hey, we might be having a merch drop when we come back for season 3.
Oh, definitely will be.
Oh yeah. So get ready for that. Justin, why don't you play him out, buddy?
Oh, you want me to play him out?
I want you to
all
play
this
him
time?
out. Oh, after all this time.